Welcome, Salem Baptist Christian School families. We are coming to you from the auditorium of Salem Baptist Church, and today would be our open house. And you would be sitting in front of me, but we are living in different times. And we're not able now to have all of you here. We want to take precautions. But I want to welcome you back to Salem Baptist Christian School. We have made the decision to reopen our building, and that decision to reopen has come with much prayer as well as much research. We have been striving to gather what does it really take to reopen in a way that is safe. And as we walk through a little brief orientation with you, I'm going to be taking you to different locations where we can show you things that we're going to be doing to keep our school safe, to keep you, your student, keep our teachers, myself safe. But I want to begin by just saying right off the bat, welcome back to Salem Baptist Christian School. We are this year having for our theme as we move in through this different time, fearless into the future. Now, we're not thinking about moving forward with doing stupid things, but we do want to move forward by not being scared. 2 Timothy 1:7 is going to be our theme verse for the year. Paul writes to Timothy that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of love and power and a sound mind. And I hope you'll lock on to that verse. We're going to be getting for you, like we did last year, some magnets that you can have there in your home where it will remind you each day to be praying that we move forward without fear, with the desire to provide the very best Christian education possible. Again, I want to welcome you back to school. And we're going to be moving to some other locations now, and I'll catch up with you in just a second. We've now moved to the front entrance of our school, and you can see that I have a mask on, and you can also see that we have a screen here that's going to be checking temperatures. When our students come in, they'll need to be wearing a mask, and they'll need to have their temperature checked. We're believing that by students wearing a mask, by checking their temperature, we are providing a safer environment here. I can't show you the air, but right now the air conditioner is running. We've put in a thing called eye waves that also helps to kill germs here. We've been taking steps this summer based on the different information we received of ways we can help our Salem Baptist Christian School family stay safe from this COVID. I do want you to know there are many thoughts about wearing the mask, not wearing the mask, what it will do for you. What we're asking our students, our teachers, myself to do is that when we are in these hallways, when we are headed to the cafeteria, things like that, we're going to have our mask on. So you will need to have the mask when you come into the school, when you enter the school. When you're with the teachers in the classrooms, we've set up the classrooms where they're all facing forward. We're understanding that at that point, a teacher may allow students to lower their mask like I have mine right now, believing they're separated some and will be able to be safe. I know, and I'm going to say this to you, if we were in the auditorium together, face to face, I would say to you, any decision that I make, that our administration makes regarding masks, regarding the temperature taking, nothing is going to be completely correct. There's always going to be someone who would think we should be doing more. There's others who think we're going to be doing less. I just want you to know we're trying to do what we believe is best to keep us safe. And I do want to take a moment and say this to you while we're standing at this location. When it comes to people who'll be walking through these doors, almost 10% of the students that will walk through these doors have a connection. They have a connection to a school board member. They have a connection to the assistant head of school, Mr. Mark Baker, who's also the principal for the secondary and the high school. They have a connection to my executive coordinator. They have a connection to Miss Becky Link, who is our lower school principal. They would be grandsons. And about 35 of our students have a connection to a teacher. During our teacher orientation, one of the things I found out was that we have a student in every grade level that is connected to one of our teachers. Now, why do I say that to you? Well, I want you to know that if I didn't think it was safe to be here, I would not be here. If Mr. Baker did not think it was safe to be here, he would not be here. If Tempa Cabrera did not think it was safe, she would not be here, and they would not have their student here. I've taken many trips around the world, and parents will always ask, are you going to keep my child safe? I want you to know I would not put myself in danger. I'm not going to put your child in danger. I'm not going to put my daughter works here. I'm not going to put her in danger. We are looking at trying to get the best information so that you can have your student here at this school able to learn. Now, at the same time, some of you will not walk through these doors when school starts here on August the 17th, and that's okay. We have also decided that we will offer a quality Christian education through virtual learning. And I have challenged our teachers that they have to go the extra mile to make sure that every student who decides with their parents' guidance to stay at home and learn, that you're going to get the exact same quality education. I don't want you to feel like you have to be in the building. We are going to offer to you virtual learning. You need to let Mr. Baker know. You need to let Ms. Link know if that's what you would like, and many of you have. It's about 9% who've decided they want to do the online, the virtual learning. And I applaud you. We are going to do our best for you to be comfortable and learn and grow from Salem Baptist Christian School. But as we, again, conclude this time, I just want you to know we are putting into practice safety measures that we believe will keep all of us as safe as possible. Well, I'm standing out here by one of our Salem buses just to remind you that we still offer bus service. And if you would like for your student to ride our bus to school on school days, you can contact us. The number there is on the screen, and we've made sure our bus drivers will keep the bus clean. We will be taking your students' temperature as they enter the bus, and we're going to do our very best, even with our bus riders, to keep everyone as safe as possible. Well, we've now come into a classroom, and you can see that the chairs are now separated more to give some distance. I also wanted to take a moment and talk to you about classroom expectations from me. Many of you may recall from last year that we had the 3 Ds that we were expecting from our students. And these are 3 expectations of things we do not want. There's always some things we do not want. And we do not want any student to be disruptive to a classroom. Each of you are investing in your child to be here, and there's an expectation that while they are here, no one else has the right to be disruptive to cause your child not to learn, and your child doesn't have a right to be disruptive so another child can't learn. We're asking our teachers to, when a student has found themselves becoming a little out of hand, being disruptive, to use that word, not to use it until there is a need, but when they find, I need to say, you're being disruptive, that becomes their first warning that they are now in some serious trouble. Secondly, no child has the right to be disrespectful. And disrespectful not just to the teacher, but not disrespectful to a fellow student. And a teacher may find themselves giving the "you are disruptive," now saying you are disrespectful. Usually when the word disrespectful has been used, we're going to bring a principle in to say this behavior has to stop. Well, thirdly, there's the word disobedient. And when a teacher gets to the level of having to say to a student, you are now being disobedient, we're at a third level, that may involve me having to step in, because again, we want this to be a learning environment, and we cannot have students being disruptive. We can't have them being disrespectful. We cannot have them being disobedient. Now, what we do want, as we're here in this classroom, when we think about the 3 R's, that's why you go to school, for reading, writing, arithmetic. This year, I want to bring the 3 R's to us, that what I'm looking for as the head of this school is that our students will be growing in a reverence for God. And when we talk about a reverence for God, Salem Baptist Christian School has been around for now 70 years, and its theme verse has always been Proverbs 1:7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. The fear of the Lord speaks of a reverence, and we want to cultivate in students a reverence for God, which will lead to a reverence for His Word, which then brings about obedience to His Word. You can't say you have a reverence for God when you're right out disobeying Him. So we're going to challenge our students to grow in reverence of God. Secondly, we're going to challenge them to grow in respect for others. Every human being has God's stamp, His image on them, and they're to be treated with dignity and respect, regardless of age, regardless of color, regardless of economic standing, regardless of their involvement here, even at the school. Every student is to be growing in respecting one another. Jesus said that we're to treat one another as we would be treated. He also taught that we were to love one another as He loved us. And that's an incredible challenge. We're going to be cultivating a respect for one another at this school. And then thirdly, I want to see our students growing in the area of being responsible. And more than anything, as we go into this year, we're going to need students to take up that challenge of being responsible. When we think of from the Bible, Proverbs 12:27, it says, a man's precious possession, a person's precious possession is diligence. It means they take care of what they're supposed to take care of. They're responsible. So I'm looking for our students to grow in a reverence for God, to grow in respect for others, and to grow in being responsible. I ask you as parents, guardians, help me cultivate those 3 areas for this school year. We've taken a moment during our time of talking with you to come up to the high school floor. One of our students that is a student but will not be walking these hallways this year is a young man by the name of Adam Bickett. Adam Bickett is going to be a senior this year. He had an unfortunate accident and right now is in Atlanta at the Shepherd Center, where they're working with him as he is dealing with paralysis. We're praying that he will get use back of his arms, his hands, but it does look like he's going to be paralyzed, at least from the waist down. I'm asking you to put Adam Bickett, his mom and dad, sister, on your prayer list. He is going to graduate in May. And our prayer is that he's going to be able to cross that stage in May. Our guidance counselor, Hillary Hicks, has put together arm bracelets that she's selling for $3, with every penny going to help Adam's family. So when you get here, when your student gets here August the 17th, have them bring a $5 bill to give to Hillary, even though it's only $3, and make a donation to helping Adam's family take care of these unfortunate but necessary now medical bills. We're back here now at the auditorium of Salem Baptist Church, and one of the reasons I wanted to come back here is to remind you that this area is one of the most important areas of our school, because every Wednesday we do chapel in here. We do chapel for our lower school students. We do chapel for our middle school students. We do chapel for our high school students. And we've already scheduled a variety of speakers who will be speaking on a variety of topics. And chapel allows God an opportunity to speak into our students' lives in many different ways. And I've always been a huge believer in chapel, because I want God to have that opportunity to move our students to make commitments to Him. We do want you to know our chapels will be live streamed. And so for you that are going to be doing online virtual learning, each Wednesday at about 3 o'clock, we'll have that sermon posted so you can watch it. And parents, you can then watch the message. We want you to also have that opportunity to hear what's being said here, and just maybe God will be speaking to you about some things for your own life. You're part of the Salem Baptist Christian School family. Again, please make each Wednesday a time of prayer. God, work in the chapels at Salem Baptist Christian School. Hey, one of the things I wanted to remind you of is that we do offer daycare before school starts and after school care, and you'll want to contact Ashley Combs and set that up. But we do continue with that service to you. You can drop your child off about 7 o'clock in the morning, and they can stay here until 6 p.m. And we'll have times where they can come out here to the playground and enjoy some good relaxation. Well, as we're wrapping up my portion of the virtual open house, we've come over to our conference room, which is also Valerie Reed's office. She is our public relations officer, and she helps us in many areas. One is fundraising, and we just want to remind you to go to our website where you can sign up to use script cards. Now, that really has changed. They now have an app called Raise Right. Raise Right, and when I hit that, it just comes right up on my phone, and you can go on here. The code is found online on our webpage, and you can purchase all kind of items. It's like almost 750 different stores that you can use, where you can then, when you make the purchase, they send money back to our school. We can raise money with someone else making the donation on your behalf. And I challenge you, please be a part of that. Also sign up for like Amazon Smile. That money comes back to our school. Help us keep Christian education affordable by joining in on fundraisers where other people pay. Another thing that has taken place in this room here, this year over 100 potential students, almost 125, quite frankly, have come through, met with Valerie about attending Salem Baptist Christian School. And for the most part, those of you that are watching this are returning families, but we want to say a huge welcome to all of our new families who have chosen to get their education this year at Salem Baptist Christian School. And to you that are our returning parents, I continue to encourage you, be a great recruiter for us. We want to offer as many people as possible the opportunity to get a quality Christian education. I thank you for this time. I look forward to working with you as we move into this school year, a different school year, but yet with the same purpose. We're going to work to see your child, your student, grow like Jesus, growing in wisdom, stature, favor with God, and favor with man. Luke 2:52. The Lord bless you and the Lord keep you.